Hello, everybody, and welcome to the playoff edition of the Rob LaBarbera Show. We made it all the way through the 2019 regular season, all 17 weeks, and we finished with a picks record of 164 and 95. That is a 63% winning percentage, or pick correct percentage, however you will. I'm going to do some more research and see how that stacks up with experts and people who, get paid to do that, and see how we measured up to them. Next season, my goal is 75% or higher. That might be unattainable. Who knows? I'm going to shoot for the stars because I just like doing this, and I hope you all enjoy watching it as well. Thank you once again to those who are watching every week and such. But we have more important things to discuss, such as the playoff games that are happening this week, or as I'm dubbing it, AFC Saturday and NFC Sunday, because only one conference is playing per day, starting with the Buffalo Bills at the Houston Texans, which, in my opinion, is one of the hardest games to pick this weekend. I think we have 4 really good games this weekend, and we're starting off with a banger. It's a really hard game for me to pick. Houston's got J.J. Watt coming back. They were able to rest a couple people last week against Tennessee. Staying at home, don't have to travel at all. Buffalo's got to come midway across the country, but Buffalo's just been making a year out of just beating everybody this year, outside of New England. I had to look at it from a perspective of offense versus defense on both sides. Houston's offense against Buffalo's defense, I'm very skeptical about, because Houston's offense has been a little inconsistent this week from week to week, but they're still very, very good. Buffalo, though, has been incredibly consistent at being very, very good. Houston's defense has been very suspect all year. They get J.J. Watt back, but we don't really know what's going to happen with that. And Buffalo's offense has also kind of been but it's been more consistent. We know what we're going to get out of Buffalo's offense. I am more confident in Buffalo's defense than I am in Houston's offense, especially given Deshaun Watson's playoff, let's just say, resume. He has not played well in the playoffs in his career. Buffalo is certainly not a great team to make a comeback on. Would not be surprised if he did. This is a toss-up game for me. I'm going to take Buffalo, though. I've been rolling with Buffalo since week 1 of this year. That was the team where I'm like, watch out for these guys. Watch out for these guys. It's very rare that I get those kind of things correct, so I'm going to keep rolling with Buffalo 20-17. I'll even throw a little bit more in there. I think it'll be 20-10 at the half. Buffalo will not score in the second half of this game. And because it's the playoffs, I'll give you one more bold prediction. Deshaun Watson will run for 50 yards. He will run for 50 or less yards and throw for 300. He will not be on his legs as much as he wants to, because he's going to be playing from behind for a good portion of this game. So we are taking the Buffalo Bills on the road to defeat the Houston Texans in our first playoff game of the season. And our second game here, the Tennessee Titans at the New England Patriots. This one's also very difficult. Mike Vrabel has coached a very good team, and especially a good team against New England, except in the playoffs. If you were going to get any team as New England, Tennessee is actually the team you probably wanted to get because of the familiarity with Vrabel. Ryan Tannehill has played incredible offense. Derrick Henry has played incredible offense. A.J. Brown has been awesome for them. He might be Rookie of the Year if it wasn't for Kyler Murray. But New England's got that defense, and New England has Julian Edelman, who I believe is one of the best wide receivers in postseason history. You have McDaniels running offenses. They literally just look at you and say, what can I do to stop you? I'm not picking against the Patriots. I know they haven't made it to the Super Bowl without a bye, but I'm going to take the 3-seeded Patriots to win this one by a score of 28-14. No, 28-21. I think it'll be close, actually. Just whenever we see this kind of matchup, it doesn't end well for the other team. But that's typically been in the divisional round when they have an extra week of film to look at. I mean, shoot, I think I overheard someone say the last time that they were in the wild card round was 2009. And I believe that's when they got destroyed at home by the Ravens. Like Ray Rice had a 80-yard touchdown like the first play of the game. So who's to know? I mean, if any team would do it, it wouldn't surprise me that it would be the Titans, especially with how flip-floppy I've been on them this year. But I'm going to take the Patriots to win this game by 7. bold prediction in this game, Tom Brady throws all 4 scores. Tom Brady will account for all of the scores for New England in this game. They will all be passing touchdowns. And now we move on to our Sunday games. This is the Minnesota Vikings at the New Orleans Saints. I'm very sorry, Saints fans. You should not be playing this week. You should have a bye week. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry the officials hate you. But we're going to roll with the New Orleans Saints, which kind of stinks for me because I really like the Vikings. I like their defense. I like Kirk Cousins. I like Diggs. But how can you not like the New Orleans Saints? Drew Brees is playing some of his best football of his entire career. Alvin Kamara is starting to turn it back on now. Michael Thomas is the best receiver in the game. They got a stout defense. How can you not take this team right now? Sure, the Vikings got to rest everybody. Dalvin Cook is coming back. But I just don't think anyone's beaten the Saints right now in the NFC. And by anyone, I mean the Vikings. So I'm going to roll forward with a prediction of the New Orleans Saints 35, the Minnesota Vikings 20. I don't think we have a crazy ending like we did a couple of years ago. That was also in Minneapolis, so that helps. But I think the Saints are done with beating themselves and having the refs beat them in the playoffs. I think this will be a statement game for the Saints because they want to put their foot down and put it down on people's throats. Early in these playoffs, I am expecting the Saints to go very far in the playoffs this year. And that brings us to our final wild card game of this week, and the final of 4 incredibly good games that don't have very clear winners, in my opinion. This is the Seattle Seahawks at the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to take the Seahawks in this game. Everything in my power wanted me to take the Eagles because the Seahawks had not been playing well for the last couple of weeks because Dwayne Brown is out at left tackle. If Dwayne Brown plays at left tackle in this game, the Seahawks are going to win. I don't think it's an argument. I think it's a book it kind of a thing for me. I mean, I've been watching a lot of Seattle football lately with, I've got family from Seattle, so we were always watching them in the playoffs. And, being in the area I'm in the Southwest, the Seahawks are on twice a year where I am. So I just think Russell Wilson's too talented of a player to allow his team to lose. Now, that's what's been keeping the Seahawks in games all season. I think during the Sunday night game last week, they were saying in one-score game, they have 10 wins in one-score games, which is the most in NFL history. Out of their 11 wins, 10 of them were one-score games. This is going to be a close game because also Philadelphia loves drama, and Philadelphia loves to have games that are super close. I think even on the road, Seattle gets it done. Pete Carroll doesn't have a great track record on the road in the playoffs, I don't believe. Nonetheless, how can you pick against Russell Wilson? I am very excited because this is going to be our first look at Carson Wentz in the playoffs, though. There's a lot of wild cards in this wild card game, if you will. I have no idea how Carson Wentz is going to play. They still don't have any wide receivers to throw to. Jordan Howard is coming back, which is great, but you're still going against Jadeveon Clowney and Bobby Wagner over in the Seattle defense. If they lay the boom down early, it's going to be a long night, but I think it'll be a close game. I'm going to say by a score of 19-17, where a couple of field goals put the Seattle Seahawks over the home team Philadelphia Eagles and move on to the next round of the NFL playoffs. And thank you so much for tuning into this wildcard edition of the Rob LaBarbera Show. Be sure to tune in next week for the divisional round picks as well. We don't really have a season record at this point, so I will just ask you all to subscribe and comment down who you think will win the games this week, or who you may think will be in the playoffs next year, who got the short end of the stick, or whatever. Or how about this? Tell me your least favorite team in the league. Tell me your least favorite team in the league, and I want to get a little bit of a poll going of like which team is the most disliked in the league, because I have a theory about it that once I get enough responses, I'll get back to you guys on. But again, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to subscribe and share the video. And I thank you all so much for the support. Have a great time this week and enjoy the games. Thank you.